Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be planting my chestnut trees I got from West Virginia. There are about 4 trees, 3 of them from last year and 1 that we got this year. We will be getting these trees in the ground today because they have been in a pot for a year. The one got this year, so it hasn't been in the pot long, but definitely needs to get in the ground. Some of these have gotten a little sun scorched, which you will see in a minute. One dried out, and that's what made it lose its leaves. But I watered it and it came right back. That's just the resilience of a hybrid chestnut tree. An American chestnut tree just would have died. My hair's a little weird. An American chestnut tree just would have died, but hybrid and Chinese trees are very resilient to a lot of things, and their root growth is very, very strong and pretty fast. So without further ado, let me show you guys the trees and we will get them in the ground. All right guys, so these 3 trees right here are the ones we had last year. This is that little one that was in a little water bottle that it's grown out now a little bit, got a little sun scorched, but also on top of that, the little pot's a little dry, but I'm not going to water it because it'll be easier to get out when I get there. This one on the other hand is grown back pretty nicely. All of these were like wilted when I got back because they didn't get enough water while I was gone. I watered them good, but I was gone for like 8 days. So when I got back, it was completely out of water and it dried out, but all the limbs pretty much came back. That just shows you how resilient hybrid trees are. This tree right here is the one that lost its leaves. As you can see right there, it's coming back. It'll grow new leaves out. It'll be fine. I just got to get it in the ground. But once again, hybrid trees are very resilient. Chinese chestnut trees are very resilient. American chestnuts are not this resilient. They would just die. But right here, this one's growing pretty nicely. That is the one, once again, that we got out of the water bottle. These 3 we had last year that I got from West Virginia. And there's one more that we got from West Virginia, but it's in the house. It hasn't been introduced to the sun yet, so I will probably plant it in the fall. I won't plant it now. But this one's doing pretty good. I just gotta, get these guys in the ground. This one's completely root bound. The whole bottom's filled with roots. Like I said last year, the amazing thing about some of these is the one tree they came off of has like really big nuts. And then some of these might be the genetics of the one tree that has more American chestnut genetics than the others, but it's still a hybrid. I'm hoping these are the ones that have like the giant nuts, because those definitely want to have those genetics for just, selling trees for the trees I sell, because I want to get good food plot trees. And if these have those genetics, those are great. Obviously, once again, great food plot trees. All of these should be. And we'll just have to follow this tree's journey as it grows leaves back out. And as soon as I get these in the ground, they will be doing much better. Now let's get to this tree right here. I got this tree this year. Not sure the genetics of this one. This may be more actual like regular Chinese mixed with that hybrid American. I think these ones may be part Japanese, because I think there's a Japanese tree there. It's the one with the big nuts. Actual Chinese trees have smaller nuts, so we'll just have to see. But overall, it's a pretty decent sized tree. It got a little, I guess, sun scorched or maybe dried out. But once I get it in the ground, it'll be fine, because I have faith that these roots are going to grow fast. So once again, one last overview before I get them in the ground. All of these guys I want to plant in one area because they're that type. So I guess that's about it. I guess it's time to start digging and getting them in the ground. All right guys, here we are finally at the homestead. Nothing ever goes to plan, so it's been about probably a month since I recorded those last clips. I brought them here and it downpoured the rain, so I only got 1 tree in the ground, and that was in a separate video. But we got our West Virginia hybrid chestnut trees here. We got one right here, and this one, guys, the leaves came off it, as you know, and they grew back. But guess what? It didn't get watered again, and they fell off again. But it's still green. It'll be fine. Just got to get it in the ground. But then this one grew like crazy. This one right here is doing great, and this one's doing pretty good as well. All of his leaves fell off once too, but they came back. Yeah, these trees have been tortured and really put through the ringer, but overall, they're doing good. So what we are going to do now is get them in the ground. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this and where I want to plant them. I'm not going to plant them super far apart because they are food plot trees and they're going to grow like bushes probably anyway. Probably they need it a little bit apart, but they don't need to be super far apart. So I guess we're going to have to figure that part out. So I will be back when I figure out what I'm going to do. Okay guys, first hole right there is ready. Got our shovel, we got our tree. This bushy tree is going to go right there in this hole. The other one is right here. That's a far enough distance, I believe. I'm not thinking like 50 years ahead, guys. I'm thinking like the next 20 years. These should be fine, the distance they are apart. Just got this one right here, that one right there. This is my deer defense for now. It looks bad, but I had to keep the deer out. I'm probably going to use a tomato cage. Maybe a tomato cage for this one for now. So get this one right here. I'm going to put another one right there and the other one over there. So let's get this done. All right, guys, that right there is a hole. And in that hole is going to be a tree. So let's come right over here. Take our pot. That is, ooh, that's definitely deep enough. What I'm going to do is backfill some of this dirt in the hole so it's loose enough to go in. Then we're going to get this tree in the ground. So let's get this over with. All right, guys, here we have her. She's ready to go. So now I just got to get the dirt in the hole. Cue the time lapse. All right, guys, first tree is now in the ground successfully. Looks like there's a little bit of a ring around it because I didn't get all the dirt properly spaced right, but overall, I think that's pretty good. This tree can now grow out of control right here in its new home. Grow nice and big and old. Don't you guys just love trees? All right, guys, here we have another tree ready to go, ready for the dirt to go around it. I'm gonna try to get a better time lapse angle. This time we'll see how that goes because the last one was not good. All right, guys, here's another one that is done. This one has a more like upright growing pattern. I wonder how it's gonna do compared to that bushy one and that bushy one, and then the bushy one over there. Look at the barn cats just like chilling out. That looks so ugly. That is my deer defense. Like I said before, it looks so bad, but it's worked so far, but it's definitely not going to be something that gets left there because I can't stand looking at that. But now we're gonna put the other one probably about right there, maybe over there. I'll have to figure it out. So I guess without further ado, I'm gonna move forward with getting the other one properly in the ground. All right, guys, here we are now on the last tree. There's some nice little rocks in there. So we're gonna get this one done, and then we got to get some water because it is really dry. I mean, well, no, the dirt is pretty damp still, but it's been pretty much a drought here. I'm actually surprised there's this much moisture in here, but we are kind of downhill, so I guess it all kind of just more like rests on this hillside. Overall, this yard stays semi-wet, so that's probably why we're still good. But other trees around here are kind of wilting because of how dry it's been. Probably haven't gotten rain in like a week. And we're having like 10-day periods without rain, and that's really not good for the trees. So we're gonna get this in here. Don't know if I'll do another time lapse or not, but I guess I will, considering this video is probably not gonna be very long. right, guys, here it is in the ground. As you can see, the leaves kind of shriveled on it because once again it got dry. It's time to get them water now, and I got a little fence I'm putting up, so this should do for now. May use tires to hold up, not sure yet. So let's get into it. Hi, kitty. All right, guys, so here's what we got. I got this little fence up. Got our one tree right there. We got our other tree right there. And we got this little tree right here. So then we got this one over here. And this one over here, which is about 3 years old. You guys know this tree pretty well. The top died, but it's coming back pretty decently. So we'll see. I think they're far enough apart. I mean, they're food plot trees. I'm not expecting these trees to get like humongous because I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm thinking like 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead. So we'll be good till then. And I don't expect all of them to live either, because that's just how it works usually. Not all of them live. So I think our fence is pretty good so far. I'm gonna get some tomato cages, and that should help hold them up and keep the fence from falling on them, and maybe put another stake or two in. So let me get the stuff in, and then we will go get some water. All right, guys, we got our little fence up, got a tire right there, got one of our trees right there, another one over there. You can see it's getting dark. And then our other one up there at the top. It's pretty good protection for now. Hopefully that fence is good. No deer tries to jump over and crush our trees or anything, but I think we're good for now. Overall, a pretty successful few hours. The tires look really ugly. Obviously, these are temporary. It's worked so far though. Just giving the deer something to trip on with some junk that was laying around. Not ideal. It was a good thing no one can see it because the grass is high enough. But overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our orchard's coming along pretty good. These trees are a little close together, but it'll be fine. They're food plot trees. They don't have to be super tall. They're gonna grow into bushes anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just be a nice big bush right here. We'll see what happens. But I think that's pretty much about it for this video.